Well, guys, Scott Jennings just loses it live on camera. Actually, Adam Mockler, a political commentator on YouTube, he just destroyed Scott Jennings. First of all, take a look at this viral important clip.
For 47
We all
years.
know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war with a country that starts with the letters IRA that we are currently failing, that is going to put us trillions and trillions of dollars more in debt. I was only a few years old while you were in the administration defending prior endless wars. Now this war is failing.
8 weeks is endless to you?
Okay, you said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks.
You have the attention span of a gnat? Is that
Homie,
what you
I
have?
debated you on
Okay.
TV 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you said we were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not
Can you
going your
name
way?
one political
Get your
concession.
fucking hand out of my
Name one
face,
political
first of all.
concession.
Whoa, guys,
Honestly, I'm
excuse
not
me.
going to have this guy's hand
Everybody,
on my face.
everybody.
Oh, he is. What he was saying, I can tell you a fact. 65% of Americans, they are disapproving this war. And look at the attitude,
Hang
guys.
tight,
Honestly.
okay? No, everybody calm down, okay? We're having a debate. You can respond to the points that he's making.
Can you name a political concession that we've got?
We're-
Yeah.
A flashback to the war the skinheads had in my studio.
I would be mad if I
Okay.
had defended war too. I would be
Respond to the points with the facts. That's very simple. Why is becoming very angry?
mad if I had to defend
We have a-
this
we
war
have a
too.
Scott, you can respond.
We have
and
a
then we'll
very
move on.
simple.
If you can't take the heat, then get the hell out of the kitchen. I'm sorry, but I just got off of CNN about an hour ago, and I am so sick of people who constantly dish it out but cannot take it. This perfectly encapsulates the entire Republican Party because during my CNN hit, Scott Jennings was taking snide personal jabs at me. And listen, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I love to debate. I love to go on these debate shows, have a great exchange of ideas. I mean, I started off by going to Trump rallies and having respectful conversations with his supporters. So it's amazing that we've gone this far, and this is genuinely one of my favorite shows to go on. But Scott Jennings has become increasingly flustered over the past few months since the start of this Iran war, and it came to a little bit of a climax tonight. I am never somebody to talk about things like this in this manner, but I'm sorry, if you're going to dish it out to every single person that goes on CNN, if you are going to constantly try to corner people, constantly try to pick on mainly women, like I watch the show a decent amount, and when I check it out, he mainly finds women on the panel that he can kind of just like talk over and try to trap in a corner. But the moment that I reciprocate that exact type of energy, he snaps on me. He snaps on me, literally. There's a moment where he like tries to be like, Mom, this is a child. This is a child who is trying to do political punditry, which is kind of ironic because I think he views me as a child at the same time.
Yeah, he was literally thinking he's a child. Man just responds the points with the facts. And you're very senior. And he just got triggered and
I mean, I see the way he looks at me. He views me as a child engaging in politics, but the stature of this man is so incredibly weak. I've been on this show with him for, I don't know, 6 months now, a few different times, right? And ever since the Iran war started, it has been getting a little bit more intense, I feel like. The 4 to 6 week timeline that Donald Trump set out has been blown past. And it might genuinely take a psychological toll on somebody who's continually on air, trying to run defense for this administration, continually on air saying, we're very close. I mean, just using the same talking points over and over. We blew past the 4 to 6 week timeline. I've heard him say for weeks and weeks, Scott Jennings on air, that we're this close. We're very, very close to ending this war, and we're going to get what we want. But we're not getting closer. Donald Trump is continually spiraling us down the drain, and people like that have to defend it on live television. So one more time, if you can't take the heat, then get out of the kitchen. If you're going to go on a debate show, perhaps the largest debate show in America, and then you can't debate back, so you have to snap when my finger wasn't even in his face. Even if it was, there's a respectful way to be like, hey dude, can we not do that right now? Can you just keep your body language? And I would have totally done it. I'm a rational person, but no, he lost his shit. Obviously something deeper was boiling in him. That wasn't just me that made him snap. There was something that was bothering him, something that has been building up in him, and I genuinely think it's the fact that every single time I go on air, he has to use the same lines about we've destroyed their military, we've destroyed their air force. He runs the same 3 lines, and every single time I'm able to debunk it. Hey, if
he's following President Trump. He used to say this like, we have destroyed their economy, we have destroyed their navy, we have destroyed their air force. and that's the end of them. And but what is the fact? They are controlling Strait of Hormuz. They are controlling the oil of world, and they are. Trump is repeating these lines, and no Americans, the common Americans, they are not getting benefits from this war. Even 65% people are disapproving. 60% people are saying the economy is going bad after the war, and Trump is like it's everywhere positive thing, and we are getting positive impact on USA.
If we've won this war so decisively, like you claim, then how come the strait is still closed? How come we
Yeah.
can't even get them to Pakistan? He can't even answer. He's not even trying.
Yeah, they're going to Pakistan for negotiations between the U.S. and Iran delegations. The peace negotiations were held at Islamabad, Pakistan, and Jerry Vance went there, and Trump was planning to go there, but still there are chances they will go to Pakistan for negotiations with Iran. So everything is in front of you. And what do you say? Let me know in the comment section.
To answer anymore, so he smacked at me. I didn't want to go on this rant. I actually wasn't going to say much, but I think that was worth getting out there because that was deeper than anything that happened on air. That was a breakdown of MAGA as a movement. So that being said, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Mockler Media feed. We're going to do more and more debates in different venues, and we're building our own debate show. So watch until the end. Love you all. Peace out.
It seems like there's a lot of wishful thinking going on here inside the administration about how popular the war is, how Americans see the war. I've looked at poll questions that ask this in all kinds of different ways, right? I read you several of them. Here's another one. In the long run, does military action in Iran make America safer, less safe, or have not much impact? Only 27% say it makes us safer. So, it's either the American people are smart enough to know what they think about this war, or they're not.
Well, I think the Secretary Hegseth did a pretty good job. He was combative. He was firm. He was kind of macho. He was also, I think, weak on strategy overall. The polls that you cite, Abby, reflect the fact that they have no end game. And I think I am distressed for the administration for that reason. I don't think they know how this is going to end. I don't think they know how they want it to end. I believe that you have a chaos at the top right now, and everyone is holding their breath. I hope that the president doesn't, in a moment of peak, decide to take out the infrastructure in Iran just because he's angry and frustrated that the thing has dragged on so long. I hope he does not do that because I worry that nobody at this table and nobody in this country knows where the hell this thing's going.
Yeah, Pete Hegseth wasn't acting macho. He was playing a macho person on TV. He is not actually macho. We are dealing with a war that is failing on a daily basis as Donald Trump has taken
his
to...
machismo.
Because he was performing. It was a performance for Donald
He's the expert.
Trump.
Didn't you know?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Performance for Donald Trump.
You're out there pumping up.
Donald Trump is very impressive. He's taken his two largest campaign promises, no new wars and lower prices, ending inflation, and he's messed both of them up. He started a new
Yeah, exactly. He's failed in both of these things. First, he claimed that I deserve Nobel Peace Prize. I have stopped 8 wars, including a nuclear war between India and Pakistan. And then he said, no, I will start a war. What is this? Please, Americans, please give President Trump a Nobel Peace Prize. We don't want another war in this world.
war that spiked inflation, and now this war is actively failing. An interesting statistic is that Americans have spent collectively $23 billion extra dollars on the gas pump, and that's money that could have gone towards daycare, towards childcare. We'll sit here and you'll laugh at Americans spending money, but the reality is we are failing this war. The purpose of a war is to extract political concessions from the enemy. Can you name a single political concession we've gotten from them? Anything at all?
Or are you talking to me?
Any political concession? Because you can't name one.
So here's what we're doing.
No political concessions.
When you get up past your bedtime, you get hyper. Here's the deal. We
All right, let's not
have a clear
He's already hyper, you
issue
know.
here.
Shaking, bro.
We
Your
have a
hand's
clear issue here. No nuclear weapons for the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world. Period. Full stop. The president believes, and he may be right. I spoke to a a retired Rear Admiral today, Mark Montgomery, who's at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. They think the blockade is actually more effective than the military campaign. And a little patience on the blockade here, where we cripple the Iranian economy, where we kill their currency, which is happening as we speak, where we put pressure on China because they need to get their oil flowing again. A little bit of patience right here, not bombs, but patience on a naval blockade could get the outcome you want, which is no nuclear weapons for the largest state sponsor of terror in
You've been
the
saying
world.
this for 8 weeks, and we are now past the 4 to 6 week deadline. Where is the enriched uranium right now?
It's under rubble.
Where is it right now? In the United States or Iran? Iran still
It's
has the
under
enriched
rubble.
uranium. They still have the scientists
Oh, that's a great point he made.
scattered across their country, and they have all of the blueprints in the cloud. You can sit there and act confused, but you can't name a single political concession
It's
that
not
we've
over
gotten
yet.
from Iran.
It's not over yet.
Okay,
it's
but
not.
also on that fact, why are we talking about the strategy of this? This isn't a legal war. This is terrorism. We are turning our military into pirates. We are seizing civilian vessels. Additionally, this
Sanctioned
administration-
Iranian vessels that have gone through a DOJ process.
We are.
You
this
call it
just
piracy
happened
in like
last week.
if words don't have any meaning, but like we have sanctions against these vessels, and the
We are just
EU has
making
sanctions against these vessels. In some
random
cases,
stuff
the
up.
UN has sanctions
But one
against
of
these
the
vessels.
most egregious aspects of this is the white Christian nationalist twist that Pete Hegseth has added onto this, saying that this conflict that we started, that we have sacrificed our own service members for, is ordained by God. Is bombing a school full of schoolgirls ordained by God? Is our prices going up and us not being able to afford an ambulance, we call an Uber instead? Is that ordained by God?
In 1983, I was
She's
in Beirut
right.
when
She's
the
absolutely
Marine
right.
Corps barracks was blown up by a suicide bomber sponsored by the Iranians.
It's not 1983,
230
though.
Marines died.
That's
That's
awful. That's
part of-
terrible. But that is not. It's
They
not
also took out
1983.
a couple of dozen at the U.S. Embassy.
Geraldo, we
downtown
murdered an
Beirut.
entire
No, I mean,
school
but
of children.
You can't make
2 of them.
You can't make them, suddenly a victim.
Okay, the real question is, what have we
I
gotten
think
for
I actually
this
think
war?
the school children are victims. I think
Oh,
the
the
civilians
school
that are
children are,
dead
but
are
so are
victims.
the
Yeah,
Marines.
I do, but
Yes.
hold on. I do think, just to be clear, I mean, obviously, Marines being killed is terrible. School children being killed is terrible. But there's a big difference between Iran willfully bombing, U.S. military targets and the United States bombing a school and then not acknowledging it, which is its own separate problem. But the school children are civilians. They're civilians point blank.
Yeah, they are totally civilians and they are children's.
They should never be targeted.
Terrible.
We are, according to some people, already at the 60-day mark of this war, and technically they're supposed to come to Congress on it. Pete Hegseth was questioned about this today. Listen to this.
The War Powers Resolution specifies that a war initiated by a president without congressional approval must be concluded within 60 days.
Ultimately, I would defer to the White House and White House counsel on that. However, we are in a ceasefire right now, which our understanding means the 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire. They're not in.
Okay, so they are not going to approve this from Congress. They are in a ceasefire. They are trying to make a peace deal. They went to Pakistan. Jerry Vance went to Pakistan and the deal was failed. So what's going on? What they want to do with this war? What they want to get from this war? Trump already said we have destroyed their navy, economy, their air force, each and everything. So what benefits they want to get from this war right now? People are suffering. I'm just talking this because people are suffering. No, not just in USA, outside of USA as well. They are facing inflation. So Trump started this war, and Trump saying people are thanking me outside of USA as well. But no, people are not thanking you, President Trump. People are hating you for this decision because they're facing inflation.
It's our understanding, just so you know.
Okay, well, I do not believe the statute would support that.
I mean, that was essentially how the Obama administration interpreted the statute.
And Republicans disagreed with it at the time.
100%. I think it would be cleaner.
So just to be clear,
It'd be
yeah.
a good act of constitutional hygiene, and it's not you need to conclude within 60 days. You need to conclude or have authorization from Congress within 60 days.
Exactly. So
Now-
they could come to Congress and get authorization. Why not?
Or they could challenge the statute, which as somebody who has either sponsored legislation to repeal or reform every extant authorization for the use of military force and to reform war powers more broadly, I also have to confess the War Powers Act of 1974, the constitutional underpinnings of that are shaky. It may not hold up if the
Maybe
Supreme Court
so,
does.
but it's
the
the law of the land, and
reality
it has not been
Congress
challenged.
has the power of the purse. And this is the reality, is that if Congress continues to authorize the Department of War, if they continue to pass the National Defense Appropriations Act, they continue to do that. That will
They're not
be
going to shoot
tacit
down the
consent.
Defense Act on the basis of a war that Donald Trump is
Also,
starting.
but also,
Why would he shoot down all of our
the
defense?
National Defense
That's
Act.
different than
The
national
National
defense.
Defense Act comes up once a year. I think it's probably this year. It's usually toward the end of the
They
year.
also are requesting a supplemental before.
You're right. They're requesting a supplemental, but they haven't actually done that fully yet. And I do think it raises the question, do they just get to pause this thing whenever they feel like it, even though there is an active blockade? And a blockade involves the U.S. military threatening with force that if
Considered an
any
act of war.
Yeah, it is considered an act of war. So how does that not count?
I think that interpretation,
Yeah.
however, is subject to reasonable acceptance and interpretation. If indeed there is a ceasefire, don't you want to encourage the ceasefire? Don't you want to encourage this peace?
Yeah, but there's also a naval blockade, which is by definition not a ceasefire.
But
We're
also,
still in war.
we're talking legalities when it comes to war powers and all this. This is bird law, right? It is not governed by reason. You know, you can't get. No, it's always sunny
What do you
Philadelphia
mean?
fans here. Come on,
Can I just take it back for
Wait,
one
wait. What do
second?
you mean by bird law? Just to
I
be
mean
clear.
that when we try to apply like normal rhetoric, normal logic, normal
Yeah, like,
dictionary definitions,
as we do in a democracy. Like, we're not Iran. We don't get to just like
And we're
ignore
also
the law.
ignoring the
but not in any
international legal
jurisprudential sense,
repercussions
right?
here.
If we're talking about that, what international legal repercussions?
This is a war of aggression.
What is international law? Who's enforcing international law?
Who is
It's
the
a
aggressor
fiction.
here?
Us. We are the aggressor.
Against
we launched
Iran?
this war. Yes. Just
Okay.
because
Did
Iran
all
exists.
Did all of U.S. history exist before the last 8 weeks to you, or just 8
It
weeks
started on
ago?
February 28th.
Listen, we
I
all
mean,
know.
I mean, honestly, they have been at war with us for 47
We
years.
all know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war with a country that starts with the letters IRA that we are currently failing, that is going to put us trillions and trillions of dollars more in debt. I was only a few years old while you were in the administration defending prior endless wars. Now this war is failing.
8 weeks is endless to you?
Okay, you said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks.
You have the
Wait a
attention
minute,
span
dude.
of a gnat? Is that
Homie,
what you
I
have?
debated you on
Okay.
TV 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you said we were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not
Can you
going-
name
not
one,
going your
name
way.
one political
Get your
concession.
fucking hand out of my
Name
face
one political
first.
concession.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Honestly,
Guys,
I'm not
excuse me.
going
Hold
to
on,
have this guy's.
Why he just got triggered? You know, reply the points with the fact, bro. Why? That's he's just a student. I call Adam Mockler. I assume he's a student and he's a senior, but senior is getting angry.
my face.
Everybody hang tight,
Honestly.
okay? No, everybody calm down, okay? We're having a debate. You can respond to the points that he's making.
Can you name a political concession
Yeah, please respond to the points he's making
that we've got?
instead of throwing tantrums.
The war the skinheads had in my studio.
I would be mad if I had to defend
we-
war too. I would be mad if I had to defend
we have a-
this
we
war
have a
too.
very-
Scott, you can respond.
We have
and
a
then
very
we'll move on.
simple. We have a very simple goal: to keep terrorists and a terrorist regime from having a nuclear weapon that can threaten the United States, our interests in the region, our allies in Europe, anybody else
So
in
you
the world.
can't answer the question.
That is,
Thank
that
you.
is
I
our
would get
goal.
mad too.
All right, we're going to leave it there, guys. Next for us.
Well, guys, there was a very interesting debate, and Scott, he just got triggered, and that was very unprofessional. He's there to answer the questions. He's there to reply the points with the facts, and instead of replying with the facts, he just got triggered and he is throwing tantrums. So the question remains the same. Trump is saying the same things. We just destroyed their economy, navy, and we are doing blockade. But now the common people of USA, they are questioning what benefits we are getting from this war in our daily life. And we are facing inflation. We are facing spike in the oil prices. And what about the other promises that Trump made during election campaign that I will cut gasoline prices to 50%? And now, instead of doing that, Trump is just criticizing Democrats, criticizing President Biden for this. And 65% people, I'm talking about a poll that was showed on Fox News, 65% people are saying we are not going, we are not going to support this war, and we are opposing this war. And and more than 50% people, they are also saying that economy is not going well after the war. What's your opinion? What do you say? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I just want to know about your opinion, because your opinion matters a lot. I just want to know the real-time situation. Let me know in the comment section, guys. I really gain a lot of knowledge from your comments, and please consider subscribing if you're new to this channel. It actually helps me a lot when you click on the subscribe button. Please consider subscribing. I really need the subscribers. Be an initial subscriber of my channel, and please excuse my accent as well. I'm not a native speaker. I'm just trying to learn American accent as soon as possible through these videos. I'll bring more important videos for you. Till then, please take care of yourself. Please take care of health as well. It's really very important.